Missile North Korea launched this weekend. Jason Strother has that.
North Korea says it can now respond to U.S. aggression with a nuclear-tipped missile. While the rocket Pyongyang test-fired over the weekend did reach new heights, American and South Korean analysts don't believe it was an intercontinental ballistic missile. The UN Security Council will hold a session on Tuesday to address the rocket launch.
Fewer than 24 North Carolina counties will now be required to conduct vehicle emissions testing. North Carolina environmental officials say the state's air has become clean enough that only 22 of its 100 counties still have to do inspections. Buncombe County's environmental activist Susan Roderick tells WLOS News,
I'm really pleased that we're cleaning up the air in North Carolina, and anything we can do to keep that momentum up and keep cleaning up the air and making sure that our emissions aren't fouling the air is really good.
You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's a look at what we have at ACCSports.com today. On Friday, Duke freshman Frank Jackson decided to keep his name in the NBA draft pool. Jackson having a nice NBA Combine performance up in Chicago. We keep you up to date with the latest of the draft, who's in and who's out. Don't forget to stop by the David Glenn tab, where we have all of DG's interviews with the best from around the ACC, including North Carolina basketball coach Roy Williams and former UNC wide receiver Ryan Switzer. The 2017 ACC Football Recruiting Magazine is out. You can order your copy online or pick one up at Barnes & Noble. For the latest rumors and recruiting news for the Wolfpack, Tar Heels, Deacons, Blue Devils, and the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCSports.com. This has been the ACC Sports Report. I'm Brian Geisinger.
Police say the owner of the Cape Fear Serpentarium in Wilmington was shot to death and his wife is charged with murder. Snake expert Dean Ripa was killed in an apartment above the downtown attraction. 40-year-old Regina Ripa is charged with first-degree murder in her husband's death. A federal appeals court in Seattle is scheduled to hear oral arguments today on a challenge to President Trump's proposed travel ban. The president's executive order halts visas from 6 Muslim-majority countries.
President Trump's controversial travel ban will be front and center once again today, this time before a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Seattle. The judges will hear arguments for and against the ban. The administration has repeatedly argued that the executive order limiting travel of citizens from 6 largely Muslim countries falls within the president's authority to protect national security. Opponents claim the ban is illegal because it discriminates against a specific religion. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 holds on to first place at the box office this weekend.
Put your seatbelt on!
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 appears to be the only film in theaters capable of drawing mass audiences these days. It's number 1 at the box office for a second week, earning an estimated $63 million. 2 new films disappointed in their debuts.
You don't do anything fun anymore.
That's not true.
Amy Schumer's kidnapping caper Snatched opened second with $17.5 million in box office receipts.
Why does the sword reveal itself now?
While King Arthur Legend of the Sword has the dubious distinction of being the summer's first big flop, after costing $175 million to make, it earned back just $14.7 million. I'm Ben Thomas.
Let the WCAB marketing team go to work for your business. It works. Call Tracy or Jim at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. At the White House this week, more interviews for FBI director. It's becoming clear, however, the job to replacing James Comey could be a lot harder than the job of firing him was. Here's ABC's Karen Travers.
President Trump says he wants to make a fast decision about who will be the next director of the FBI. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Attorney General Jeff Sessions conducting interviews with more than a half dozen potential contenders at the Justice Department Saturday. Some Democratic senators say they may insist on a special prosecutor prosecutor for the Russia investigation before they'll vote on James Comey's replacement. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The battle over President Trump's revised travel ban heads to court in Seattle today, with the president's statements at the center of the arguments.
President Trump's own words are being used against him. He said this about his revised travel ban.
This is a watered-down version.
Now Hawaii's Attorney General is telling the appellate court if the revised ban is just a watered-down version of the first, and that version was not allowed to go into effect, that this one shouldn't be allowed to be enforced either. But the Trump administration says it took out all the parts that the court had problems with. The hearing will take place in a Seattle courtroom. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, the people may be wary as they log onto their computers at work this morning. The worldwide cyber attack has now spread to more than 150 countries, and the number of victims has grown to more than 200,000.
They might be sitting on many computers in companies over the weekend, and when they're switched on again on Monday morning, we might see the infection rates going back up.
Europol Director Robert Wainwright. Confusing weekend for travelers at LAX in Los Angeles as several airlines began the process of relocating between terminals.
Coming in from Denver, and I'm lost.
Extra airport workers and shuttle buses on hand to guide travelers through the changes. 2 small earthquakes reported in Oklahoma, bringing to a dozen the number of tremors in the state that took place all throughout the weekend. You're listening to ABC News.
Brought to you by Attorney Tax. If you're in trouble with the IRS and owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, listen to this important public announcement. The IRS is now offering a special program called the Fresh Start Initiative, which can offer significantly reduced settlements that can reduce your liability by thousands of dollars. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and substantially reduce or eliminate your tax burden. If you're approved and qualified, the IRS will stop the collections against you. Don't feel overwhelmed. Please call the Consumer Hotline to see if you qualify. 800-535-3787. Stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS, you may qualify for substantial relief and even forgiveness. See if you qualify and get the help you need by calling the Consumer Hotline. 800-535-3787. That's 800-535-3787. 800-535-3787.
It's the farthest we've ever seen a North Korean missile go, more than 430 miles over the weekend. Officials at the Pentagon say the Pyongyang regime did not test a new type of weapon. Instead, it was something that had been tested before. ABC's Gloria Riviera with more on the White House response.
In a statement, the White House called North Korea a flagrant menace and said the president cannot imagine that Russia is pleased. But Russia's defense ministry saying the test posed no danger due to that country's early warning system. This was the 7th missile test since President Trump took office. The latest 2 tests had failed, leading some to suggest that the U.S. had hacked the tests. But on the 4th try, it worked for the North Koreans, the first successful launch of its kind, the KN-17.
A scientist working for the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission crowned Miss USA over the weekend. Kara McCullough says she wants to inspire more kids, especially girls, to get involved in math and science. Authorities are warning people about puppy scams spreading across the internet. People in multiple states say they fell for online pictures of cute little cuddly pets that never came. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez with some do's and don'ts for pet buying.
To avoid falling victim, experts say never purchase a pet sight unseen from the internet. Visit the animal in person and beware of sellers who require that you pay by wire transfer or money order. And they urge people looking for a new pet to consider adopting from the Humane Society or other shelters.
And if you do it that way, you can also meet that new pet in person. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and now for a limited time, just go to MyPillow.com, click the Radio Listener Special tab, and use promo code SKY to get 2 premium king or queen pillows and 2 additional Go Anywhere travel pillows, all for 50% off and free shipping. That's MyPillow.com, promo code SKY, or call 1-800-635-1825. 1-800-635-1825.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
You know, Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road in Spindale, has been part of the family for years. Your granddad, your dad, and now this generation is depending on the great inventory, excellent service, and better pricing. Listen to some of these items we need probably right about now. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 a bag. Dog food, fire and ant killer in spray and granular, flea and tick prevention, carpenter bee traps, weed killer, and so much more. Go see Scott and his team today at 770 Oakland Road, Spindale, and keep the family tradition going.
A warm-up on the way this week as high pressure settles offshore. We'll have a southwesterly flow, which will heat things up around here for the middle and end of the week. For today, mostly sunny, and it's certainly going to be warm with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Tonight into Tuesday morning, mostly clear and mild with lows in the upper 50s. Then Tuesday, we'll have plenty of sunshine, and it stays warm with highs in the mid to upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. It is a magnificent Monday here on the 15th day of May, 6 minutes after 7 and 54 degrees. Getting up to about 84 for a daytime high and sunny skies. Sunny skies are going to be with us pretty much all week. Looking toward the weekend, it looks like only a 20% chance of some scattered showers on Friday and Saturday this week, staying around 84 to 86 degrees. And again, right now, it's clear at 54 degrees. And today we're being kind to Diane Watts of the Washburn community. She's retired, celebrating a birthday today, so let's wish Diane Watts a happy birthday. Now I have these death announcements this morning. Tony Huffman, age 69, of Ellenboro, died Saturday at Charles George VA Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 3:30 Wednesday, May 17th at the Alexander United Methodist Church, with Dr. Reverend James Powell officiating, along with lay leaders Robert Mooney and Ron Powell. Burial will follow in the Alexander Cemetery. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the church. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Tony Huffman. Martha Jean Sellers, age 84, of Caroline, passed away Friday, May 12th, at Hospice House of Rutherford County. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Dr. Reverend Stephen Ayers and Reverend Lanny Funches officiating. The family will receive friends from 1:30 until 3 at the funeral home prior to the service. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Martha Jean Sellers. Lenz Hooter Brown, age 82, of Forest City, passed away Saturday at his residence. The funeral service will be conducted at 11 o'clock Tuesday at the Restoration Church of Forest City, with Reverend Jerry Hames and Reverend Ray Broom officiating. Burial will follow at 3 o'clock in the Bendix Family Cemetery in Marion. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 o'clock this evening at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Lenz Hooter Brown. Michael Reeves, age 59, of Cliffside, passed away Saturday at Hospice House of Rutherford County. The funeral service will be conducted at 7 o'clock Tuesday at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel, with Reverend Gary Reeves officiating. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Michael Reeves of Cliffside. Forrest Logan Pritchard, Jr. of Forest City, passed away Wednesday, May 10th at his home. The family will receive friends at Crow's Mortuary Tuesday, May 16th from 2 until 3, with a service in the Crow's Chapel at 3 o'clock. The family will have a private burial following the service. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Forrest Logan Pritchard, Jr. Charles Kenneth Popham, Jr., 61, of Mooresboro, died Wednesday, May 10th at Hospice House. A memorial service will be held at a later date, and Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Charles Kenneth Popham, Jr. William Bill Painter of Columbus died Monday, May the 11th. The family will receive friends prior to the service from 1 o'clock at the church. A funeral will be held at 2 o'clock today at Silver Creek Baptist Church in Mill Spring, and the family receiving friends 1 until 1:45 there at the church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Again, that's William Bill Painter of Columbus. John Earl Thomas of Forest City died Thursday at Hospice of Rutherford County. The funeral will take place at Father's Vineyard Church at noon. The burial will take place at Oak Grove Missionary Baptist Church Cemetery, the Mighty Lion State, 1 hour prior to the service. Again, that's John Earl Thomas.
Folks, do you remember Corinne Brown? For over 20 years, she represented Jacksonville, Florida in Congress. She was a prominent member of the Congressional Black Caucasians until she lost her Democrat primary just last August. Well, Ms. Brown had her day in court last week. She faced 22 federal charges involving theft of money from an unregistered Virginia-based charity. She was found not guilty on 4 of the charges, but on the remaining 18 counts, it's bad news. Conspiracy, guilty. 5 counts of mail fraud, guilty. 7 counts of wire fraud, guilty. 1 count of scheming to conceal material facts, guilty. 1 count of obstruction of IRS laws, guilty. 3 tax fraud charges, guilty. It was ugly, folks. Now, the charity was called the One Door for Education Foundation, but when that door was opened, it led right to Corinne Brown's own pocketbook. Hundreds of thousands of dollars meant to help the children were instead used to pay for Corinne's parties and her trips. After the verdict, Ms. Brown appeared to be shocked. Understandably, the Clinton Crime Family Foundation took in millions in payoffs. They spent hardly anything on charity work, and Hillary got to run for president. Old Corinne tried to run with the big dogs, same way, but she's facing the slammer. How come? Well, anyway, just remember this, folks. When elected Democrats tell you that charity begins at home, they want the cash to end up in their homes, not at the charity. Imagine that I only gave you part of a news story. Be pretty hard to follow, right? Well, that's exactly what happens when you rely on your credit card and bank statements to protect your identity. I mean, sure, your bank can help detect credit card fraud, but not the many other ways your identity can be stolen, like when somebody opens a new account or applies for an online loan in your name. That's why there's LifeLock. LifeLock uses technology to alert you to a wider range of identity threats, and if you have a problem, one of their U.S.-based specialists will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you can get more comprehensive identity protection than you can get anywhere else. Join now, get 10% off when you visit lifelock.com/rush or call them 800-440-4833. Use the promo code RUSH. That's lifelock.com/rush and save 10%.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Well, take a trip back into history and back into current times as well. Step back into the Washburn store. You need an old-fashioned wood cook stove or a washboard or wooden rocking horse, Lincoln logs, Tinker toys, spinning wheel, overalls. How about a wide selection of candy and John Deere toys? 4 generations of the Washburn family have owned and operated Washburn store in Bostic, and members of this generation work there regularly. It's always fun to step back in history and enjoy shopping right here at home at Washburn Store between Bostic and Sunshine on the Bostic Sunshine Highway. Need some gardening tools, gloves, hats to keep the sun out of your eyes? Go to Washburn Store. You'll find what you're looking for.
William Sublette was the eldest of 5 brothers. It's possible his having a handful of brothers developed in him a much more sociable attitude than most mountain men. When William was 24, he started on his ventures as a member of fur trader William Ashley's second expedition up the Missouri River. It was a disaster, with Indians killing and wounding many of the traders and taking most of their supplies. But shortly afterwards, Sublette was back in the same area, this time with Jedediah Smith. For safety, they took what was to become the South Pass through the Rocky Mountains. By the age 27, Sublette was an experienced mountain man, so he and some others purchased Ashley's Fur Trading Company. On May 12, 1832, William went to a rendezvous in Pierre's Hole, Idaho. He traded goods and had a reunion with his brother Milton. The middle of July, Milton and some other trappers headed out to the Snake River. The trappers ran into a group of Indians. One of the men shot a chief, which resulted in an all-out battle. Word got back to the rendezvous, and Sublette and 200 men came to the rescue. They attacked the Indians head-on. Unfortunately, the well-entrenched Indians killed 32 trappers. In the process, Sublette was wounded in the face by an arrow. From that time forward, he had a nickname, Cutface. 4 years later, Sublette returned to civilization and became a businessman, gentleman farmer, and politician in St. Louis, Missouri, until he died of tuberculosis in 1845. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Well, it's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome to the call around portion of our information hour, which when we go to the phones and find out what's been happening around our neighborhood. And we always stop first at the Sheriff's Department. And Deputy Hunter is on the phone right now to give us an update. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, thanks. What's on the report from the weekend?
In the last 24, we've answered 233 calls, made 3 arrests, and currently have 207 in the jail. For our arrest reports, we have Leslie Scruggs on a failure to appear, Tabitha Murray on felony probation violation, Timothy Tedder on a failure to appear, Christy Cooper on failure to appear, Heather Whitener on a failure to appear, and Destiny Murray on unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. For our incidents, Shelby Holiday reported a B&E and misdemeanor larceny. Blake Fuller reported a misdemeanor larceny. Gina Hodge reported an assault on a female. Shannon Bailey reported damage to personal property. Avondale Henrietta Caroline Cemetery and reported injury to personal property. Daniel McGinnis reported a B&E and larceny after B&E. Charles Lane reported a financial card fraud. Kimberly Ledford reported obtaining property by false pretense. And that's all I have for you.
Deputy Hunter, thanks so much for the report, and you be safe out there today.
All righty, thank you.
Bye-bye. 17 hours past the hour of 7 o'clock. Braves won 2 out of 3 games over the weekend against the Marlins. They lost yesterday 3-1, but they won on Friday and they won on Saturday.
Hot temperatures on the highway can be brutal on your automobile. RS Speedy Lube is there to help keep your automobile running clean. Keep the oil changed regularly. They'll check the fluids and vacuum the car. Next door, get the service you need on brakes, radiator, exhaust, CV joints, and radiator flush. RS Service Center also includes service on big trucks and campers. For the best car wash, it's the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash. RS Speedy Lube Service Center is a complete service center inside, outside, and down under Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton.
Now, Lindsay is up next from 911 Communications Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on the weekend report for us?
In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 704 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 69 EMS, 28 rescue, under law enforcement 233 Sheriff's Office, 165 Florida City, 27 Lake Lure, 55 Rutherfordton, 160 Spindale. Under fire calls, Cherry Mountain had a vehicle fire. Ballstick, Florida City, and Spindale had motor vehicle accidents, and that is all.
Thanks, Lindsay. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stop into Save-A-Lot Grocery and save big money every day. Choose from a variety of name brand merchandise at incredible low prices. Save big on fresh meats, vegetables, pastries, frozen foods, deli items, and so much more. They are located in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's Save-A-Lot Grocery Store in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale.
We're checking in down in Danieltown to the SDO Fire District. Get a report from Ruby Taylor this morning. In just a moment. And now here is Ruby Taylor with that report from Danieltown. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar, I've got one birthday, and that's Betty Yelton. Hope she has a nice day. And the signs are in the knees today and going to the legs tomorrow, and that's all I got, Jim.
All right, Ruby, thank you, and have a good Monday.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now let's head toward the mountains, up to Rumbling Ball, and Steve's on the phone to give us an update from the weekend. Steve, how you doing this Monday morning?
Good morning, Jim. It's a beautiful Monday morning here. It's 55 degrees, and everything's pretty and green out here. A lot of folks coming in. It's a beautiful day, even though it's despite the fact it's Monday. we'll ignore that part of it if we can.
Yeah. I stopped by to get a cup of coffee to one of the stores coming in this morning to work, and I just was being friendly to the clerk, and there was a man standing behind me. I said, "It's a wonderful Monday. I'm glad it's Monday." And the man behind me said, "I bet he lies about other things too."
That's a good conversation starter. Oh well.
Yeah.
But no activity to report on a need-to-know basis here from this weekend, just standard activities. And we always like it when nothing happens bad. But all's normal here, and it's a beautiful start to the week, and hopefully it won't be a long work week.
Well, it should be a pretty week anyway. We can go fishing if we like.
Isn't that the truth?
Haven't seen any bears up there lately, have you?
No, we haven't. But in 2 weeks now, we have the pancake breakfast that the fire department puts on here, Fairfield Mountains Fire Department. It's going to be held Sunday, May 28th, so it's going to be it's very popular, and a lot of folks do attend that, and they are very good cooks, and just it's an enjoyable situation, big fundraiser. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that feeler out there for now, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting a good breakfast that day.
Yeah. See, I had a friend who lives over not too far from the Polk County line, but it's in Rutherford County. He has a beautiful place, so he has cameras around his property at the gatehouse, at the gate, and also up on property, sort of see what's going on. And he sent me a picture that it snapped around 1:30 or so Saturday morning, I believe. I believe Saturday, but it could have been Sunday morning. Anyway, the big old bear out of his carport in his yard. Biggest old bear I've seen in a while, but he captured that picture about 1:30 in the morning.
Goodness, man alive! I tell you, they're out there, and like I was talking about a couple weeks ago, there was one right here hanging out the gate. It would have been here all night long, and my midnight guy probably wouldn't have noticed because he's just far enough off where you couldn't see him too good. But it was a passerby that said, "Hey, check out that bear hanging out by you." So
I guess it pays to make a lot of noise. I guess it pays to make a lot of noise when you're out there, huh?
Yep, and they're dark colored. It's at night. They're hard to see if you're not paying good close attention to them.
Yeah. So. Well, listen, you have a wonderful Monday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Okay, Jim. I'll be here.
All right, bye-bye.
It's a for sure thing. Sisk Family Ford in Forest City is earning a quality reputation for offering an attractive inventory of new and used cars and trucks. If you want a new Ford truck, you'll be a smart shopper to let Sisk Family Ford quote you a deal. From a car for the newlywed to the car for the large family, let the Sisk Family Company help your family get the best deal. Stop by and welcome Terry Date back to Forest City. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
What was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. Now we're up at Hudlow, Bob Hodge Country. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good Monday morning.
Yes, sir. How you doing today?
Oh, doing good up here. Looks like the sun's going to come up and have another warm day up here today.
Well, the weekend was really beautiful, wasn't it?
It sure was. Well, yesterday it got hot after
It was.
a cool start there, but it got warm up about midday there. But we had a beautiful day for Mother's Day weekend.
I'm glad.
Oh, me too. I guess all the mothers out there got out for dinner or lunch or whatever there and had a good time there.
Well, I hope none of the mothers got forsaken yesterday. I hope they all had some attention by at least a phone call or a visit or a lunch or something. Breaks my heart
That's
to think
right. They all deserve it, don't
they?
they?
Sure do. Breaks my heart to think some mothers sitting around waiting for their children to contact them and they didn't. It bothers me.
Yeah, that'd be bad there, but I guess there's some out there that did, Jim, you know.
Yeah, afraid so.
Yeah. But overall, up here with the fire department over the weekend, we answered a few medical calls, and that's about it. Let's say happy birthday to Bruce McMillan this morning. Also, Mount Hebron United Methodist Church out here is having homecoming day this coming Sunday. And 11 a.m. service and covered dish lunch at the Mount Vernon Clubhouse after service there. And Jim, that's about it up here in our neck of the woods this morning. And I hope you have a good day, and I'll be talking to you in the morning.
Bob, I appreciate it. Thank you. I look forward to it, and you have a great day.
Oh, you too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
27 past the hour of 7 o'clock here on WCAB's Morning Wake Up Call. We'll get to the next phone call right after we check out that carpeting in your house. Look around. How does it look? Need something done? Ready to refresh it up? Never had carpet but want carpet? Why don't you contact Southern Carpet and talk with them about your desires, your dreams? You don't have to have anything specific in mind. Talk with them. Let them help you walk through the process of dreaming into that beautiful floor. Maybe a Starkett flooring you like. When you see that floor, you'll find out that it's the perfect floor to fit your lifestyle, your price, your budget, and your home. Contact Southern Carpet and see what's best for you and your family. If you just got one person in the family or 20 people in the family, if you get a lot of traffic, Southern Carpet can help you with that process. Dream a little and get started on that dream and call Southern Carpet today. Better yet, go out to see them. Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street, Forest City. Or call them at 245-0310. Southern Carpet. Now let's welcome Sue Price to the microphone this morning from the Cherry Mountain Fire District. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
You have a good Mother's Day?
I did. Had a real good day.
Good.
Turned out to be a beautiful day, too.
Mm-hmm.
We all went up to Hickory and had our family thing at Bert's mother's. So we had a good time. It's all turned out good.
Good.
Well, let's see. I have absolutely no birthdays or anniversaries on my calendar today. I think the fire department had one car fire, and in my announcements, the Memorial Day at Duckins Creek will be on June the 4th. And let's see, Fairview will be having a spring revival that starts May 21st and goes through 24th. And then First Brown's going to be having a music group, and that's the Faith Walkers 4. That's on the 21st. Starts at 6 o'clock, so good singing coming up at First Broad. Concord Baptist Church having an old-time gospel singing, old-fashioned singing. That's Thursday, May 25th, at 7 p.m. Be the Chuck Wagon Gang and Land of the Sky Boys, and you can come early, 5 o'clock. They're going to be serving hot dog supper with all the trimmings, homemade desserts, and it's only $6. Carryouts are available. So then at 6:30 in the church, they'll have old-time hymn sing, and then at 7 o'clock, the two groups will start. So big night coming up over at Concord. And so far, that's the only announcement. Tonight is the community club meeting at Golden Valley, and the speaker will be coming from the community blood, whatever it is. That's the ones that collects blood there at the community club, and she'll be talking about that. And all they collect goes here in this county, so come on out to the club and supper at 7, and then the speaker. And so far, that's all I got for today, Jim. It's just quiet and calm over here and looking for a good day. And looks like it's going to be a warm day, so people can get out and enjoy it. And I hope you'll have a good day.
Thanks very much. You enjoy yours, too, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's 7:31 here on WCAB, and we're already expecting to get to about 84 in sunny skies today. Mostly sunny all day today.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, across the road over here at Farmers Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply, they have plenty of plants in stock over there, beautiful hanging baskets. They have fertilizer, plenty of that. You can call for special ton pricing if you need a lot of that, 17-17-17 or 10-10-10. Locally made decorative gates, any size, any shape, many styles to choose from. A new 3-point fertilizer spreaders is $4.50. Got a lot of new and used farm appliances. So you might want to check with them before you pay higher prices than you should. And check about a lot of other things. Plenty of hay, plenty of mulch. And it's just one of those places that you can come and compare prices and walk away knowing that George and his team over there is looking out for you. That's Farmers Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply. Good folks over there. Work hard. Place is really growing. And you'll be glad to know about Farmers Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply right here, Whiteside Road, Ruffton. Now let's head up toward upstate Union Mills and get the Kelly report from Miss Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this marvelous Monday?
Just as proud as I can be to be here.
Me too. I'm just so glad that I got up this morning.
Me too. Went to bed feeling good, woke up feeling good.
Went to bed feeling good and woke up feeling mighty fine.
Yes, that's right. I'm feeling mighty fine. Did you have a good Mother's Day?
Oh, I did. Went to church, and I taught Sunday school. Of course, I teach Sunday school, and our lesson was still on the resurrection, so I decided I was going to go to Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 31, the virtuous woman. And I thought that was appropriate for Mother's Day, and all the women come in. They had their Sunday school books open, and I said, "You just well to put away your Sunday school books." And they looked at me like, "Well, what's fixing to happen?" I said, "We're not doing that lesson. We're going to do out of Proverbs. So get your Bible."
Well, that's a good lesson.
And then the preacher preached on that.
Really?
Yeah, but my lesson and his preaching was totally different. I explained every verse. I went verse for verse and told what I thought my version of it meant, along with the Bible. And he picked women out of the Bible that was virtuous.
Oh yeah.
So we got two versions of it.
So you had the Kelly version.
Yeah, we had the Kelly version and the Cole version.
No King James version this time.
Well, my Bible's King James, and that's what I read it out of. So So that was all right, I think.
Did you have a lot of visitors yesterday?
Yeah, we did. As a matter of fact, everybody's got their place in church. They like to see it.
Yeah.
Don't sit in my seat.
Don't sit in my pew.
That's right. So we come out of Sunday school, and our pew was full, and we had to go way over to the left and sit, but that was all right. It didn't matter.
Well, but not to you, but there are some folks who really get upset over that.
Yeah. I've had to sit different places lots of times, but that's all right, Just so we got a seat, it don't matter. And if you got visitors, you're supposed to be nice to them.
I'd be glad to give up my pew for somebody.
Me too, yeah. I'd like to see that every Sunday.
Yeah, I would too.
And then I went with my oldest daughter down to visit her daddy, and we stopped and got a bite to eat, and went on down there and come back, and we had a good day, so that was good.
Well, I'm glad the weather held out for it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, wasn't it?
Folks traveling and having outdoor activities, so it's a beautiful day.
Yeah. And then little man done a big old cookout here Saturday for me, his mama, and his mama all married, and we had a big cookout here, and I've got to quit all this eating. I'm glad Mother Day's over. I've been took out to eat 2 or 3 times and a cookout and everything, and I've been losing weight because I've got a doctor's appointment coming up, and I don't want to weigh more than I did when I went in November.
I know, isn't that distressing when you go and you weigh more than you weighed the last time?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm due for my physical coming up here pretty soon, too, and I hate to go.
Well, I had a big old salad yesterday for lunch, so that tells you it's time to get back on the wagon.
Yeah.
But we hope everybody's having a good day today. I've got 48 degrees on the front porch this morning. Birthdays today, we've got Lacey Harris, Lonnie Coon, and a very nice lady from Gilkey, Hilda Roper, and Ryan Leach. I don't know, let's see, I don't have any on Macedonia or Round Hill. So we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcements, the Gospel Airs will be in concert at Macedonia Baptist Church on May the 28th at 10 a.m. This is our homecoming day. So everybody that can come and join us and have a good time. We'll have a big old meal afterwards and just enjoy the music, the food, and the fellowship. And I think that's all the announcements I've got so far.
There you go, another one of those big meals.
I'm telling you, but that's coming up. I'll done be to my doctor's appointment after that.
So you start all over.
I can start all over. It's awful that you have to, and I have been trying I had lost about 11 pounds. And I was trying so hard, and I can eat one meal and gain 2 or 3 pounds. I don't understand it. And you see some people can eat everything on the table and not gain an ounce.
I know it. Well, those 11 pounds you lost, if you want it back, I found it. So you
No, you just go ahead and keep it.
Oh, goodness.
I'll let you have it. I guess Miss Faye had a good Mother's Day.
She had a great one. She sure did, yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Our daughter called from New York, and our son came by, and so it was a good day.
That was nice, yeah.
I tried to be good to her.
I'm sure you was good to her, too.
I tried to be good to her.
That's good.
The dog was good to her.
Yeah.
So it was a good day.
Yeah. So
all
that's
right.
good.
Well, you have a wonderful Monday, and
I am, and you have a good one. We'll catch you later.
See you, Brenda. Bye-bye.
Okay.
That's Brenda Kelly reporting out of Union Mills this morning. It's 39 now, past the hour. Working our way toward 5 minutes till. An update on North Carolina news. We're being kind to Diane Watts of the Washburn community. She is retired. Want to wish her a happy birthday. And the Braves are playing a series with the Blue Jays starting today, tomorrow, and Wednesday and Thursday. 4-game stretch now with the Blue Jays. And then they take on the Nationals again. All right here, baseball action with the Braves and WCAB. What a way to spend the summer.
If you suffer from foot or ankle pain, you should know there's advanced care available to you right here in Rutherford County. Dr. Jason Glover of Rutherford Orthopedics is the only fellowship-trained foot and ankle surgeon in our region. Now, what does that mean for you? It means a greater level of expertise that comes through advanced studies and research. You have options when it comes to foot and ankle care. So, learn more. Visit www.myrutherfordregional.com/orthopedics.
If you didn't get over to Gregory's last week for a meal and having withdrawals, well, they'll be open today. Stop over by there. They're in the Park Lane Plaza, Rutherfordton, at lunchtime or dinner time tonight, and have one of their salads, a big salad bar, or you can order a salad from the back, the shelf salad. They're big. They got everything on them. Or you can have one of those wonderful, delicious hamburgers. I love them. They're big. The beef in there is really tasty. Why don't you try one of their burgers or maybe a grinder? A delicious sub. Whatever you order, you're going to like it because it's freshly made. That's Gregory's. They're in the Park Lane Plaza. If you got an event coming up, you need somebody to cater that for you, Greg will be glad to do that. Just call him at 287-2171. Tell him how many you got coming and where it's going to be, and he'll take care of the rest of it. Rest assured, it'll be good. Your guests will be happy, and so will you. That's Gregory's Original. Now we're heading down toward Cliffside. Mr. Herman Jones on the phone right now to give us an update. Herman, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jim. You well and happy, I know.
Yes, sir, I am. I sure am.
Had a good weekend, all that stuff?
Yes, sir, sure did. Did you have a good Mother's Day?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, kids. See that I did.
Good. Good to have kids.
Let's see, Jim, far as I know, everything was quiet. Hadn't heard of no bad news. Nothing going on out of the ordinary. Don't think I've even got a birthday today. Yeah, I have. I've got Rhonda Scruggs having a birthday today. Hope she has a good day. Other than that, Jim, I just don't know nothing going on down here.
Okay. No flim-flams, nobody cheating out of anybody?
No, nothing but coyotes carrying on. They had another party last night.
No gossip you can share with us, don't you? You don't want to gossip about anybody?
To what?
You don't want to gossip about anybody? Any gossip you can share with us?
Now, you know people don't gossip about nobody.
Well, come over to Rutherfordton now. If you don't believe they do, come over here to Rutherfordton.
I don't know. It's amazing how somebody tell me something on you. You know, I'll go tell somebody else. And time you get about the fourth person down, it's got way out of proportion, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. Put it on Facebook, it'll really go crazy. Yeah.
Hey, people's gonna be people, though. Anywhere you go, I reckon.
Yep. Well, listen, I hope you have a great Monday, and we'll check back in with you again soon.
All right, appreciate it, Tim.
Thanks, Herman. Bye-bye. That's Herman Jones there reporting in. It's 42 past 7 o'clock. We're going to check on Luther later on today, see how he's doing, see if he's recuperating well, and get back to the Ellenborough report just as soon as we can. Right now, though, it's time for birthdays and anniversaries. This is the 15th day of May 15th. If you want to call yours in to us now, we'll celebrate. Give all those people whose names are called in a chance to win a cake from Grady B's. That's 287-3356, 287-3356, and we'll have a birthday party in just a few moments. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up for the 15th day of May. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Well, you'll like what you hear when you can hear well. If you'll contact Miracle Ear and talk with Lisa Terry and her team about your hearing needs, they'll go to work with you. Give that free hearing test, free, no obligation. Miracle Ear is the most trusted brand of hearing aids in over 65 years in business. It's a worldwide company, but made in the U.S. of A. Personal consultation, advanced technology, lifetime aftercare, and you're invited to come by the Miracle Ear office located there in Forest City and talk with them about that free hearing test. The phone number to call is 447-7716. 447-7716. Don't put it off much longer. Miracle Ear. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the state of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. And for the cake that you want for your dessert, or the cake you want for your reception, call Granny B's, 286-9012. She does the cake the way a cake ought to be done. Those pedophores are outstanding. Granny B's. Check with her today. 286-9012. 286-9012. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Diane Watts of the Washburn community. She's celebrating. She's retired, having a birthday today, so we want to wish her happy. Kathy Scruggs of Rutherfordton, assistant preschool teacher at Mount Vernon Ruth, is also celebrating a birthday today. Also on the list today include Lacey Harris, Lonnie Kuhn, Hilda Roper, and Ryan Leach, all having birthdays today. We'll see who's going to win that cake in just a moment.
Around the turn of the century, young Clarence took his girlfriend for an outing and picnic lunch at a nearby lake. Clarence lovingly rode in the hot sun while his friend relaxed beneath the shade of her parasol. They finally reached their destination, a small island in the center of the lake. After placing all their supplies beneath the shade tree, she sweetly reminded him that he had forgotten to bring the ice cream. Remembering his promise, he rode back to the mainland. He found a small store, bought the ice cream, and made his way back across the lake. On his way up the hill to where his girlfriend was sitting, she inquired whether he had remembered the chocolate syrup. Now, love is a strange motivator. So Clarence got back in the boat and rowed to the mainland once again. Halfway back to the island, Clarence stopped his rowing and spent most of the remaining afternoon dreaming about a faster and easier way to travel across the water. By the end of the afternoon, the Evinrude outboard motor had been created in Clarence Evinrude's mind. Are you like young Clarence, going through a time of testing or difficult circumstances? Rather than complaining, ask yourself how you can turn those trials and adversities into stepping stones for success and growth. The Bible says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
And a big congratulations going out to Kathy Scruggs of Rutherfordton. Kathy is the assistant preschool teacher at Mount Vernon Ruth, and she's won the cake from Granny B's this morning. Congratulations, Kathy, and thanks for the work you're doing with the school system. Kathy Scruggs, our winner today from the cake from Granny B's. We'll stand by this hour. Coming up, a little after 8:05 this morning, we'll have the job market report with Terry Thomas. There are jobs out there, folks. We'll find out where they are and all about them in just a few moments with Terry Thomas behind the microphone. Stand by.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice for 50 years. Let's keep it going. Turn it up. We're AM 59 WCAB.
WCAB News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Friday's global cyberware attack hit some 200,000 computers, with some still having problems. CBS News senior national security contributor Michael Morrell says he doubts a nation-state or terror group is responsible.
I think this was a organized crime. I think this is cybercrime. I think the fact that they're demanding ransom in order to free up the data that they are encrypting, I think that is what underscores that.
4 men were arrested on cockfighting charges in North Carolina. The Rowan County Sheriff's Department says that about 20 men ran into the woods after deputies responded to a report of cockfighting in the Rockwell area over the weekend. North Korea says the missile it test-fired Sunday morning was a medium long-range rocket that can carry a heavy nuclear warhead. U.S. intelligence called it a successful test of the KN-17 medium-range missile. John Nielsen Wright is a senior research fellow at the Chatham House. He says that the time horizon to deal with North Korea is shrinking.
If all of that is true, this does seem to be a significant step change in the North's ability to move closer to developing effectively an ICBM.
For the past 10 years, various lawmakers have introduced legislation that would create a paid sick days policy for North Carolina workers. The Healthy Families Workplaces Sick Day Act has never seen a vote over the last decade in the State General Assembly. Despite that fact, 1.6 million citizens do not have jobs offering this benefit. Jay Murray owns Piedmont Wine Imports in Durham.
When you put people into that sort of environment, they give a lot back to the organizations they work for. I feel like paid sick leave is just a part of a tapestry of things that any business should do.
You're listening to NCN News.
Welcome to Smithfield's. May I help you, please?
Yes, I'd like to order a barbecue sandwich and a chicken tender sandwich and 2 teas.
We can add fries to that and make it a value pack. May I do that for you, please?
Sure.
Okay, so I have a barbecue sandwich value pack and a jumbo tender sandwich value pack and 2 sweet teas. Do I have your order correct, please?
Yes.
We're preparing it fresh right now. Please pull forward.
Whether it's a fast lunch or a quick dinner, we look forward to seeing you soon.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
There may be a new job awaiting you on ncjobsnow.com. Today's openings include openings in nursing, HVAC service, retail management, automotive technicians, plumbing mechanics, painters, truck drivers, church youth directors, construction workers, and many other categories. Go online now. Check out the many job opportunities from all across North Carolina. It's ncjobsnow.com, North Carolina's one-stop, one-site location for jobs.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say the Trump administration needs to come clean about any potential recordings of President Trump talking with FBI Director James Comey. Washington correspondent Sagar Magani.
The president referenced tapes in a tweet after firing Comey.
I don't have the foggiest idea whether they're tapes or not.
Virginia Senator Mark Warner, the Intelligence Committee's top Democrat, says if there are.
First of all, we got to make sure that these tapes, if they exist, don't mysteriously disappear.
Telling ABC's This Week his panel or another committee would absolutely subpoena the tapes. Republican Lindsey Graham doubts any tapes exist, but if they do, he agrees they need to be turned over.
You can't be cute about tapes.
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
James Clapper says that Russia and China are the biggest sponsors of cyber attacks.
The two most capable nation-state adversaries in the cyber domain are clearly Russia and of course China. And I do think Russia poses a huge threat in the way they have used the cyber domain.
Former Charlotte Mayor Patrick Cannon took part in a forum about running for public office over the weekend. Cannon, who was released from prison in September, was interviewed by WSOC TV's Mark Barber.
Do you think you're in a position to where your advice should be listened to by folks seeking public office?
What's important is to make sure that anyone vying for office has an opportunity to be able to engage with those officials that were represented here today on a panel.
Cannon was arrested in 2014 after admitting to taking more than $50,000 in bribes from undercover FBI agents while he was Charlotte's mayor. He pleaded guilty and served about half of his 44-month prison sentence. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Thank you for making WCAB your radio station of choice for 50 years. Let's keep it going. Turn it up. We're AM 59 WCAB.
From ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. Monday morning, start of the work week, and as more people log on to work computers, there is fear that the cyber attack that hit in over 150 countries over the weekend could get worse. Homeland Security Advisor Thomas Bossert led an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room over the weekend. He says all of us need to protect ourselves by keeping software up to date.
This is an urgent call for collective action. We need people at every level to engage in their network hygiene, which is not necessarily the nicest thing to always talk about. And we also need government action.
He says those who carried out the attack not only distributed it through computers, they weaponized it by holding data ransom and even putting lives at risk in hospitals. President Trump continuing to help with the interview process in the search for a new FBI director. He, however, admits he was shocked at how the country reacted to last week's firing. ABC News senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega with more.
He's got a long list of candidates. This is, of course,
something that's been really controversial and still hanging over the president's head. And in fact, he himself says that he has been surprised by the fallout after he decided in that surprise move to fire FBI Director James Comey.
Some Democratic senators say they may insist on a special prosecutor for the Russia investigation before they will vote on any replacement for James Comey. The revised Trump travel ban back in court today. White House attorneys will be defending it before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Seattle. The pictures reminded many of the KKK rallies held 60 years ago and more. A group of torch-wielding white nationalists protesting the removal of Confederate statues and symbols, this time in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Greater civilization.
A demonstration in a park named for Confederate General Robert E. Lee drew counter-demonstrators, and there was a physical altercation. While no one was arrested, the mayor of Charlottesville wants the police to investigate the possibility that the rally constituted a hate crime.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan. Dow Futures up 40 points. You're listening to ABC News.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055 for free information. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055.
Georgia transportation officials reporting no major delays during the first rush hour since a major overpass on I-85 reopened after collapsing in a massive fire. A homeless man is accused of setting the fire. He is facing arson charges in Atlanta. Why does fashion ignore a majority of American women? Because it does. That's what ABC's Daria Albinger wants to know.
The average American woman is a size 14 or larger, but if you go into most stores, you wouldn't know it. Nadia Bourgeois says the industry is missing out on a major business opportunity.
About 67% of women fall into this category. And yet this woman spends about 20 cents on the dollar what women in smaller sizes spend on apparel.
So Bourgeois, a co-founder of New York-based styling subscription service Dia & Company, is issuing a challenge to designers. Step up and make your lines more inclusive. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
One woman who happens to be a scientist at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission got a lot of attention over the weekend, and not just for the fashion she was wearing.
Miss USA 2017 is District of Columbia!
Kara McCullough was crowned Miss USA. It's DC's second win in a row. McCullough is a chemist who would like to encourage more kids, especially girls, to get involved in math and science. She is talking to the government about taking a leave of absence to fulfill her Miss USA duties. Now she works for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and now for a limited time, just go to MyPillow.com, click the Radio Listener Special tab, and use promo code SKY to get 2 premium king or queen pillows and 2 additional Go Anywhere travel pillows, all for 50% off and free shipping. That's MyPillow.com, promo code SKY, or call 1-800-635-1825. 1-800-635-1825.
A warm-up on the way this week as high pressure settles offshore. We'll have a southwesterly flow, which will heat things up around here for the middle and end of the week. For today, mostly sunny, and it's certainly going to be warm with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Tonight into Tuesday morning, mostly clear and mild with lows in the upper 50s. Then Tuesday, we'll have plenty of sunshine, and it stays warm with highs in the mid to upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
I'll tell you, we couldn't order any nicer weather. If you like this kind of sunny weather with warm temperatures, this is it. Today and tomorrow and Wednesday and all the way through the week pretty much. The only chance of rain I see coming is on Friday. That's a 30% chance, 20% on Saturday, and 30% again, or rather 40% again on Sunday. But mostly it's going to be sunny skies and temperatures in the mid-80s. Right now it's 58 degrees and sunny skies right here at WCAB in Rutherfordton. 6 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock here on this Monday morning. And Monday mornings we like to check in with Terry Thomas to find out more about where some job opportunities are. Terry, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
Good. Tell us what's on the report from the job market search.
Okay. In the Forest City area, we have a part-time customer protection officer. This job does require a high school diploma and or GED, but it does not require any experience. However, you must meet other special requirements. The pay on this job depends upon experience. We have a production operator 2 position in the Forest City area. This job does require a high school diploma and at least 1 year of experience in manufacturing. The pay on this job depends upon experience. We have a site training coordinator. This is for security functions and procedures. You must have at least 1 year experience and a high school diploma and or GED. The pay on this job depends upon experience. We also have a customer service associate for the Forest City area. This job does require a high school diploma and at least 6 months of customer service. The pay on this job ranges from $7.25 an hour up to $9 an hour, depending upon experience. We also have a project specialist for exteriors. This job does require at least 1 year experience and a high school diploma, and this job is salary plus commission. We have several engineering positions in the Forest City area. One is a manufacturing engineer. It does require a bachelor's degree and at least 5 years experience, and the pay on that job depends upon experience. And the other engineering position requires a bachelor's degree in engineering. However, it does not require any on-site experience, and the pay on that job depends upon experience. And also in the Forest City area, we have an assembly technician. This job pays $10 an hour. You must have 3 months of assembly experience and a high school diploma and or GED. Now, if you're a truck driver and willing to work out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, we have a Class A CDL driver. You must have at least 1 year of driving experience, and this job has earning potential up to $62,000 a year. We still have various RN positions and CNA positions located in Ruffin County and surrounding counties, and we're still taking applications for various textile positions for the new Everest textile plant. And these jobs range from anywhere from $11 to $13 an hour and $13 to $17 an hour, depending upon the job and experience. And these are just a few of the jobs that we have available at the Rutherford County NC Works Career Center. We are located at 223 Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. For more information on these or other positions, you can call us at 286-3042, or you can go on our website at www.ncworks.gov.
Terry Thomas, thank you so very much for this report. I hope this will stimulate some folks to get out and go job hunting today.
It's my pleasure.
I'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for that opportunity to share those points of interest to those of you who are saying there are no jobs here. Well, contraire, there are jobs here. Congratulations to Kathy Scruggs of Rutherfordton. She's an assistant preschool teacher at Mount Vernon Ruth. She was the winner of the cake this morning from Granny B's. And we're being kind to Diane Watts of the Washburn community, who is retired. Want to wish Diane Watts a happy birthday. Now I got some stories from here and there and some comments to make in just a few moments, along with the sheriff's report. All straight ahead here on the Mighty 590 and Northland Cable Channel 5 and streaming on the WWW. Do you need a legal consultation regarding wills real estate closings, or Medicaid planning, or just legal representation. Contact attorneys Geraldine Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm on East Court Street in Rutherfordton. With years of experience and expertise, Arledge Law Firm is your local professional law firm that really cares about their clients, and it shows. Whatever the situation you're facing, call 828-287-3338. Let this professional team go to work for you. Here's a story from the Shelby Daily Star. A man walking in the road to get some gasoline was struck and killed early Friday by a bread delivery man making his morning rounds, according to the Highway Patrol. The wreck occurred around 3:39 a.m. on US 74 East near Bunker Hill Road in the Crowders Mountain area. Jimmy Mellon, 41 of Yoder Road, Krause, was with two others in a truck hauling used tires when the vehicle ran out of gas. After leaving the truck at the Food Lion on Edgewood Road and US 74 Mellon and his friend Douglas Miller of Lincolnton headed off with a gas can in search of fuel. They left Miller's girlfriend, Stacy Wyatt, behind in the truck, according to Highway Patrol. Mellon and Miller walked about a mile west before deciding they had been walking the wrong way. Then they turned around and began heading east, back toward Gastonia in the eastbound lanes. Miller was on the telephone with a friend trying to secure a ride when Mellon was hit by the Entenmann's delivery truck that was also heading east. Mellon first brushed up against a front panel and then was struck in the back of the head by a mirror on the box truck. Mellon died at the scene. He was a good person, said his mother, Ricky Barnett. She was exercising at 6:30 Friday when she received a call from Mellon's former wife. The bread truck driver will not face charges in this fatal collision. There is no evidence the truck driver was exceeding the 55-mile speed limit or was in any other way at fault. Mr. Mellon was in the roadway when he was struck. According to reports, he was wearing dark clothes. He has dark hair. He was walking the wrong way with traffic when he was struck. Other factors, like an overcast sky with no moonlight and that the collision occurred at the crest of a hill, limiting the driver's sight lines, also contributed to that wreck. The truck driver who hit him said he never saw him until he hit his mirror. It was something he couldn't help, Trooper Chris Farrell said of the truck driver. The driver was not even sure what he had hit when he called 911 to report a collision. Emergency dispatcher told him to pull over and wait on the Highway Patrol to arrive. The driver pulled into the Food Lion where Mellon and Miller's friend was waiting. The driver actually spoke to her, and she was able to put together that he might have hit one of her friends, so she called 911. Brodage and Farrell said this unfortunate incident should serve as a reminder that if someone has to walk in the roadway, they should walk facing traffic so that they can see vehicles heading toward them and avoid getting hit. Bicyclists travel in the same direction as traffic, since state law considers a bicycle a vehicle. A sad note there out of the Shelby Star this morning. Daily Courier is reporting that the Lake Lure Classical Academy Board got a look at the budget, first look at the budget. Preliminary $3.5 million fiscal year 2017-18 budget was reviewed by the Lake Lure Classical Academy Board of Directors at their meeting Thursday night. And congratulations to the Rutherford Early College High School students. They held a 10th commencement exercise Friday evening, graduating 31 members of the class of 2017. Class reach, congratulations. Meanwhile, Habitat for Humanity Women Build draws dozens of volunteers. Melissa Thompson and dozens of other volunteers were on the job site early Saturday morning helping construct what will soon be the 17th home in the the Hope View Estates community in Spindale. And thanks to those women who volunteered and got out there and did that hard work. Other stories this morning, a Kannapolis man was charged with impersonating an officer after officials say he pulled Shamil Tunnel, a FedEx driver, over in the parking lot at Concord Mills Mall. The incident happened Monday evening as Turnell was pulling into the mall near the TGI Fridays. Witnesses said Tunnell, who had the right-of-way, honked his horn at a blue truck who ran a stop sign and almost caused a crash. As Tunnell proceeded toward Bass Pro Shops, a silver Tahoe got behind him along with a blue truck which had turned around. The Tahoe, which investigators said was being driven by James Galen, then turned on a white strobe light and pulled the tunnel over. I look in my mirror and I see flashing lights. So you see flashing lights as a driver. That's an authority figure, so you need to stop and address them. Tunnell told police Galen flashed a badge and said he was a security officer before later stating he was a police officer. That's when witnesses say the driver of the blue truck, Galen's son-in-law, jumped on the FedEx truck and a fist fight ensued between those two drivers, and real officers were called to the scene. Police said Galen had some sort of club or baton but did not use it as his son-in-law and the FedEx driver fought. When officers arrived, Galen allegedly told them he was a former officer. Concord police looked into his claims but found no record of Galen being employed in law enforcement, so he is in deep trouble. I didn't know these people were still doing this kind of thing, but apparently they are. It's a shame, but men accused of cockfighting. 4 men were arrested on felony cockfighting charges after Rowan County Sheriff's investigators uncovered evidence of chickens being pitted against each other in fights to the death. Up to 20 men ran into the woods after deputies responded to a 911 call about chicken fighting in a home in the 600 block of Geneva Drive in Rockwell on Saturday afternoon. At the back of the home, deputies saw several chickens tied to the rear of vehicles in a fenced area covered with a tarp. They found blood, feathers, and numerous dead chickens. Numerous live chickens were in nearby cages. They're still looking for some of those people. Meanwhile, a Durham man wanted in connection with a rash of home break-ins throughout Durham County is on the run. According to Durham County Sheriff's Office, Brandon Deshaun Neville, 25, may be connected to nearly 20 break-ins since May 1st. Deputies said Neville shot a puppy during one of those break-ins on May 5th. He should be considered armed and dangerous. They didn't get away with anything, according to Evelyn Winting, whose home was broken into. It cost us more money to kind of replace everything and go through the hassle than what they would have gotten away with. The puppy that was shot and killed was 3 months old. According to the Sheriff's Office, an investigation into the break-ins shows that thieves have been targeting homes and businesses in the eastern and northern part of Durham County. Detectives have so far responded to 2 burglaries at businesses and 16 at homes in the last 12 days. Authorities have not determined if all the break-ins are connected, but said Neville is a suspect. 18 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. That Sheriff's Report coming up here in just a few.
My mom used to always tell me no when I wanted to play games online or video chat with Nana. She said it's because we had a slow DSL connection. But then we switched to Northland, and their internet is seriously fast.
With packages starting at $29.99 per month and speeds up to 100 megabits per second, it's time you said no to slow and yes to Northland. Call 1-888-NORTHLAND or visit getnorthland.com/fast today. Limited time offer. Additional restrictions and conditions apply. See getnorthland.com/offers for details.
Rutherford Orthopedics is dedicated to quality orthopedic care for the people of Rutherford and surrounding counties. Our certified orthopedic surgeons and fellowship-trained podiatric surgeon provide care for joint replacements, fractures, sports rehabilitation, surgical management of arthritis, and general orthopedic problems. For more information on Rutherford Orthopedics, call 828-287-9260 or visit www.myrutherfordregional.com/orthopedics.
Hi, this is John Higgins, owner and pharmacist for The Fountain at Smith's Drugs. The Fountain has recently changed to Pepsi Cola products. Did you know that Pepsi was formulated by a North Carolina pharmacist and drugstore owner? It was invented by Caleb Bradham in 1893 in Newbern, North Carolina. It was originally called Brad's Drink and then renamed Pepsi Cola in 1898. So the next time you order lunch at the Fountain with a Pepsi, know that you are drinking the North Carolina original. Come see us at the Fountain at Smith's Drugs of Forest City, 139 East Main Street.
Now here is Deputy Hunter with our report from the Sheriff's Department.
In the last 24, we've answered 233 calls, made 3 arrests, and currently have 207 in the jail. For our arrest reports, we have Leslie Scruggs on a failure to appear, Tabitha Murray on felony probation violation, Timothy Tedder on a failure to appear, Christy Cooper on failure to appear, Heather Whitener on a failure to appear, and Destiny Murray on unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. For our incidents, Shelby Holiday reported a B&E and misdemeanor larceny. Blake Fuller reported a misdemeanor larceny. Gina Hodge reported an assault on a female. Shannon Bailey reported damage to personal property. Avondale Henrietta Caroline Cemetery reported injury to personal property. Daniel McGinnis reported a B&E and larceny after B&E. Charles Lane reported a financial card fraud. Kimberly Ledford reported obtaining property by false pretense, and that's all I have for you.
Friends don't let friends tune to any other radio station. Good friends recommend AM 59. Shouldn't you be a good friend?
Right on, right on. 21 past 8 o'clock. Has the nation gone completely sex crazy? Have they gone completely sex crazy? Listen to this. In a misstep that would seem to run counter to her business model, a woman this is Bangor, Maine, a woman who offers a semi-nude cleaning service. She comes and cleans your house semi-nude, if you like. She was arrested for stealing underwear. She comes and cleans your house nude, half nude, then she steals underwear. Police in Bangor, Maine say the woman is the owner-operator of a business called Topless Cleaning. She was caught shoplifting undergarments from a local business. Maybe that's why she was topless. She didn't have any underwear. Bangor Police Sergeant Tim Cotton left a lengthy, humorous post about the arrest on the police department's Facebook page. He says the woman had stolen garments that would fully cover, support, and contain much of what her business title promised her customers. Cotton also said potential patrons should keep their hands to themselves, leave other people's things alone, and be kind to one another. Police didn't identify who the woman is, but she's charged with shoplifting and violating conditions of release. Meanwhile, over in Nashville, Tennessee, undercover inspectors have determined that a building registered as a church was being operated as a sex club. WTVF-TV reports that the city of Nashville has filed a complaint against the owners for maintaining a public nuisance by permitting acts of lewd conduct and violating a state law banning sex clubs from operating within 1,000 feet of school. The longtime downtown swingers club underwent a conversion in 2015 when it relocated to a rundown office park in the community of Madison, calling itself a church because the new location is near the back of the private Good Pasture Christian School. The city is seeking to close down that club. Meanwhile, Omaha, Nebraska, a 45-year-old West Omaha man has been charged with pandering and solicitation after investigators say he sent prostitutes dozens of times over nearly 4 years to his neighbor's house to strip on their porch. Prosecutors say police were able to trace phone communications from the prostitutes to Douglas Goldberry, who lives across the street from the Elkhorn house where the women were stripping. Prosecutors claim he may have hired girls under the age of 16. The family with two small children reported that women had shown up as many as 75 times since 2013, exposing themselves on the home's porch, sometimes kicking the door and yelling for payment. If convicted, he faces up to 4 years in prison. I believe the nation's going completely sex crazy. Sports update coming up.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Golden State stormed back Trailing by 25, they took Game 1 of the NBA Western Conference Finals 113-111 over the visiting San Antonio Spurs. Kevin Durant scored 34 points. He says they knocked off a very good team.
They got weapons, they're a deep team, and they play together, and they got a really, really good system, and we just try to stick with it every possession, and we battled it out and was able to get a W.
Steph Curry scored 19 of his 40 points in the third period and hit a game-tying three-pointer before Draymond Green followed up with a three-point play that put Golden State ahead to stay. The Spurs finished Sunday's playoff game without forward Kawhi Leonard. He re-injured his ankle in the third quarter. His status for the remainder of the series in question. On the ice, the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Nick Ritchie scored the game winner, and Ryan Getzlaf had 3 assists as the Ducks downed the Predators 5-3. Getzlaf says it was important for them to avoid falling behind 2-0 in the conference final.
You don't ever want to start 2 down. And so we battled hard to get that win tonight, and it's good. But it's another win. We got to get 4 before they do, so it doesn't matter which ones you win.
John Gibson stopped 30 shots for the Ducks. They head to Nashville for Game 3 tomorrow. The New York Yankees on Sunday retired Derek Jeter's number 2 before their game against the Houston Astros. The shortstop captained the Yankees during much of his 20-year career that ended in 2014, and it included 5 World Series titles and a team record 3,465 hits. He appreciated yesterday's ceremony.
It was all special. One thing I wanted to do is I didn't want to come here with any preconceived notions on how I may feel or what may happen. I just wanted to enjoy the entire moment.
South Korea's Si-woo Kim became the youngest winner of the Players' Championship. The 20-year-old, nearly flawless in his final round Sunday at TPC Sawgrass. He closed with a 3-under 69 and no bogeys for a 3-shot win over Ian Poulter and Louis Oosthuizen. This is NCN Sports.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's a look at what we have at ACCSports.com today. On Friday, Duke freshman Frank Jackson decided to keep his name in the NBA draft pool. Jackson having a nice NBA Combine performance up in Chicago. We keep you up to date with the latest of the draft, who's in and who's out. Don't forget to stop by the David Glenn tab where we have all of DG's interviews with the best from around the ACC, including North Carolina basketball coach Roy Williams and former UNC wide receiver Ryan Switzer. The 2017 ACC Football Recruiting Magazine is out. You can order your copy online or pick one up at Barnes & Noble. For the latest rumors and recruiting news for the Wolfpack, Tar Heels, Deacons, Blue Devils, and the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCSports.com. This has been the ACC Sports Report. I'm Brian Geisinger.
Eric Almirola has returned to his Mooresville home after being released from the University of Kansas Medical Center. It came a day after fracturing a vertebrae during a fiery wreck Saturday night at Kansas Speedway. Martin Truex Jr. ended his string of rotten luck there, where he pulled away on a late restart to win the NASCAR Cup Series race. Afterward, he said his mind was on his friend, who was airlifted after the wreck.
That's the worst. You'd never want to see it. Eric's a friend of mine. He volunteered to be in our fashion show this week, Catwalk for a Cause. Him and his wife, great people, family guy, and just such a nice family and such a nice guy. I was really scared when I seen that and worried for him.
Richard Petty Motorsports putting out a statement saying Almirola suffered a compression fracture of his T5 vertebrae. He will follow up with doctors in Charlotte this week. NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road in Spindale, has been part of the family for years. Your granddad, your dad, and now this generation is depending on the great inventory, excellent service, and better pricing. Listen to some of these items we need probably right about now. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 a bag. Dog food, fire and ant killer in spray and granular, flea and tick prevention, carpenter bee traps, weed killer, and so much more. Go see Scott and his team today at 770 Oakland Road, Spindale, and keep the family tradition going.
Boyer would like to postpone Mother's Day.
She wouldn't be proud of me.
Dale Jr.
It's real close. That'd have been a backup for sure.
And
circumstances just kind of don't go your way, and you don't win these things sometimes.
Such an amazing feeling, something that we wanted for so long.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
If you're on the road in an RV, car, or truck and you're pulling a heavy load like a camper, trailer, or boat, get the one product to help give you the performance you need. Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Since 1936, Z-Max has been known for dispersing harmful carbon buildup in engines and fuel systems. Z-Max soaks into metal, helping improve performance and mileage, extend engine life, and reduce emissions. For use in new or used vehicles, get Z-Max today at zmax.com or visit your local auto parts store. Also available for firearms.
Wix has the perfect filter for how
Kenneth Franklin Stankowitz
drives if
Ken
drives like a
devout follower of the rules with a simple 3.4-mile commute.
Wix says no problem. Whether you have a normal everyday drive or an extreme drive or anything in between, we have the filter that'll protect your vehicle. Now, when it comes to your
string art collection,
you'll have to deal with that yourself. Wix Filters will get you there. Go to wixfilters.com to find the distributor near you.
with his career on the upswing and back in his home state of Kansas, Clint Boyer is looking to end a long winless drought that has now reached 159 races. If he does that Saturday night, his mom's Mother's Day might not be all that special.
She wouldn't be proud of me. If that was to happen, I probably wouldn't be in very good shape for Mother's Day. We might have to postpone that till Monday. You know, it would be huge to be able to win at home.
The defending winner of the Go Bowling 400 is Kyle Busch, who this season has yet to visit Victory Lane. Kyle has had, though, some near misses, including last week at Talladega, where he had the lead on the last lap.
Just weren't in the right place at the right time, I guess, and I thought we were, but circumstances just kind of don't go your way, and you don't win these things sometimes. You know, we've been in position or had an opportunity to win 5 different times this year, and we just haven't been able to close the deal. So that's the most frustrating part for us, is we just haven't been able to get to Victory Lane yet, but we know we're on the brink of it. We know we have fast cars. We know we're up front, and we just got to put it all together.
Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s luck nearly went from bad to worse because in the opening practice, he almost crashed in turn 4.
That'd have been a backup for sure. Against the fence, looks like the trucks has been up there and there's some rubber down, so I thought it was pretty clean, but we went up there and it was a little dusty. That's where we're going to race. That seems like, this track's grayed up quite a bit. Good age on the surface, and it'll continue to get even funner.
Channing Tatum, the star of the summer heist movie Logan Lucky, which was filmed at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, is going to be the Grand Marshal for the Coca-Cola 600. And let's get you what you need. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
AutoZone presents the oil change. Regular oil changes protect your engine from wear and tear, helping your car roll well beyond the 100,000-mile mark. And right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and an STP filter for just $23.99. So visit your local AutoZone. With over 5,000 locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. See store for restrictions and details.
Get in the zone. AutoZone. Kyle Busch's wife, Samantha, on being the mom to a soon-to-be 2-year-old little boy.
Now that we have Brexton, Mother's Day is so special. As everybody kind of knows through the blog and our foundation, Kyle and I struggled to have Brexton, and so it's just such an amazing feeling, something that we wanted for so long. Actually, I caught him and Kyle yesterday practicing how to say Happy Mama's Day, and, I was kind of crying.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you in part by AutoZone.
Well, this happens often around the racetrack, but we hope it never happens to you. If it does, turn your problems over to the Collision Center at McCurry Deck, the preferred repair center. The Collision Center is the only body shop with a controlled downdraft booth. It's an approved insurance repair center. They repair all makes and all models. You have the right to go to the repair shop of your choice. Make it a good one. Make it the Collision Center at McCurry Deck, located behind McCurry Deck Motors, Highway 74A, Forest City.
A warm-up on the way this week as high pressure settles offshore. We'll have a southwesterly flow, which will heat things up around here for the middle and end of the week. For today, mostly sunny, and it's certainly going to be warm with high temperatures in the lower 80s. Tonight into Tuesday morning, mostly clear and mild with lows in the upper 50s. Then Tuesday, we'll have plenty of sunshine, and it stays warm with highs in the mid to upper 80s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
Well, the old thermometer just rolled over to 60. It's now 60 outside, and sunny skies should be climbing pretty fast this morning, up to 84 Light wind, 6 miles per hour. And then that's going to be pretty much the forecast all week long, mid to upper 80s for the high. Then by the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Lows around 66 Saturday night and 20% Saturday, 84 for the daytime high Saturday, and 66 on Saturday night. But right now, again, it is 60 degrees. And congratulations to Kathy Scruggs. She's the assistant preschool teacher at Mount Vernon Ruth, lives in Rutherfordton, and she won Granny B's cake this morning. And we're being kind to Diane Watts of the Washburn community, who is retired and celebrating a birthday today. So we want to wish her a happy, happy birthday.
Reaching 10 counties from the county seat of Rutherford. This is the Mighty 590 WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Reaching 10 counties with the best variety of entertainment and information. This is AM 590, the Mighty 590, WCAB.
There's an echo in here. 8:35. Hey, I love Tennessee. I really love Tennessee. Listen, Nashville, Tennessee, Republican Governor Bill Hessium has signed legislation into law to ban abortions in Tennessee after 20 weeks if a doctor determines the fetus is viable through required test. This legislation that subjects doctors to felony penalties doesn't apply if the mother faces risk of death or serious damage to a major bodily function. State Attorney General Herbert Slattery has said his office would defend the measure in court despite previously calling it constitutionally suspect. Supporters of the bill contended it can withstand a constitutional challenge. Comparing it to 20 laws in other states, they said the bill protects unborn children. Some Democrats argued that the bill remains vulnerable to a court challenge and say it bucks established medical standards while interfering with a woman's ability to make deeply personal decisions. They want to hold on to that. The left wants to hold on to that. It's okay to make a choice to abort a baby early on, and they want to hold on to the choice that if you feel like God made a mistake in your birth, then you can just say, I want to change it. Don't understand why they're holding on to that, but they are. Maybe that's why so many folks are leaving it in droves, leaving the party because of philosophies just like that. Well, I don't know how many of you know Tim Allen. Tim Allen has a hit TV show right now called Last Man Standing. He was also on Tool Time. Was that the name of the show, Tool Time? That's who he represented anyway on the TV show. But this show he's on right now, Last Man Standing, has been canceled. For those who don't watch much television, Last Man Standing is a politically conservative sitcom starring funny man Tim Allen, himself a well-known Hollywood conservative, who plays a Christian businessman with family values. It's a great show. After 6 hugely successful seasons, the show was suddenly canceled, and the perceived reason why is setting off a firestorm of angry Twitters and national criticism from shocked fans who are convinced the call was purely political. Well, sure it was. Hollywood doesn't usually cancel highly rated TV shows. That's why it's very strange that Tim Allen's Last Man Standing was suddenly axed from next season's lineup on ABC. The timing is suspicious as it comes on the heels of Tim calling out the left's push to limit the free speech of conversation. Camille Heimbrod in the IB Times writes, quote, Last Man Standing was dubbed as the perfect sitcom for the Trump era, according to Deadline. The publication claimed that the central character, Mike, who is a political conservative and a devout Christian, was embraced by viewers in the heartland. However, none of these things were considered by the network, and despite its success, Last Man Standing was ultimately canceled. One of the few shows where the lead character was Christian and portrayed Christian values and was a conservative and showed conservative political values. But it was a hit, has been for several seasons, but ABC chose not to renew it. Perhaps Hollywood thinks the cancellation of a popular show with conservatives is insignificant. The fact is, there are so few to begin with, rather than paltry crumbs compared to the industry's other meat and potatoes, godless Christian bashing garbage, they should think again. folks are paying attention. After all, it was the deplorables in the last election, also known as millions and millions of everyday hardworking Americans, who stunned the world by electing the current president. Deplorables, as we were called. One thing is for sure, Hollywood needs to wake up and listen to its viewers. Viewers like these who commented on the Breaking Christian News Facebook page that were complaining about them canceling Last Man Standing. Francis Sweet, for instance, says, upsets me how our major entertainment, news, and media are all so liberal they can't even acknowledge there are millions who do not watch the junk and only watch the one or two decent shows, like we don't buy products also. Scarlett Elaine Couch tweeted, I always marvel that ABC had that show on. I guess they finally watched it. It was the only show on ABC that I would watch. Yes, I can delete them now. Mike and Kim Campbell tweeted, ridiculous, my favorite show, the only nighttime TV I watch. I hope another network has guts to pick them up, and I hope it really hurts their pocketbook. There are over 100 other comments similar to these, and that's just on the Facebook page of Breaking Christian News. Perhaps Hollywood just doesn't care. It's like in your face. Yuck. We don't care what you like. We don't care what you profess. We don't care. We're going to do what we want to do, regardless. Clearly, they should understand. They should care. In the meantime, it will be interesting to see what is up the sleeve of Tim Allen's future. We think Americans haven't seen the last of this talented, outspoken conservative comedian. He's been around a while. I think he'll continue. He's a great comedian. I love Tim Allen. So, but you can catch him on I don't know what channel it is, with the reruns where they play where the other networks pick up the shows and play this. I'm not sure which one that is, but you can pick them up sometimes back to back. I catch them occasionally, but I'm just not sure. I don't watch enough of that to know the channels and where they're coming from. I just catch the show once in a while and stop and catch it on. Well, I like Oklahoma too, by the way. I like Nashville. I like Tennessee. I like Oklahoma too, by the way. The Oklahoma House of Representatives passed a resolution May the 8th declaring abortion to be murder and directing every public official in the state to use their authority to stop the murder of innocent children by abortion. State of Oklahoma. The resolution does not have the force of law, but it does reflect the policy review of the Oklahoma House, which has 101 members, 74 Republicans, 26 Democrats, and 1 vacancy. The resolution, which is H.R. 1004, passed by voice vote and was introduced by Representative Chuck Strom. The resolution in part states that all human life is protected by God's law and the highest laws of the land, and that the Declaration of Independence explains that all human beings are endowed by their Creator with the unalienable right to life. Finally, it affirms the following, that every public official in Oklahoma, including but not limited to sheriffs, district attorneys, judges, and justices, the attorney general, and the governor, is directed to exercise their authority as appropriate in their respective jurisdictions to stop the murder of innocent unborn children by abortion. That's the way the resolution reads. That Oklahoma judges and specifically justices of the Oklahoma Supreme Court are directed not to interfere with this legislature's right to clarify Oklahoma criminal law regarding abortion per Section 36 of Article 5 of the Oklahoma Constitution. So there you go. Another state coming down on the right side of life. Speaking of changing the reflection a little bit. It's we have so many. What's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of what I'm looking for. But here is a New York woman. I don't make this stuff up, folks. New York woman marries herself, and according to this article, it's a growing trend. Brooklyn, New York. If the secret to a happy marriage is finding the right person We can all stop looking, it says, at least according to sologamist. You've heard of polygamist? This is sologamist. Marry yourself. They're part of a growing relationship trend in which people are trying, or tying the knot to themselves. Arika Anderson is one of those sologamists. She recently planned a formal ceremony for a self-marriage as a way to celebrate independence. There's even a new website called IMarriedMe.com. There you'll find sologamy ceremony kits that include a wedding band, daily affirmation cards, and vows. So women are marrying themselves. I know. I don't make it up. It's 8:45. Ladies and gentlemen, with the help of Laura Hodge at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton, you can get all your medicines synchronized. That promotes better compliance. No more trying to remember if you've taken this medicine or not. It takes the pressure off trying to remember what comes next. Ask about the RX Simplicity, or just tell them you want your medicine synchronized. Remember also, Medicine Box of Rutherfordton is the place to get Dr. Comfort therapeutic footwear. You will be able to feel the difference. The Medicine Box of Rutherfordton is the home of the Two Old Goats lotion for joint pain that's working so well for many people in this area. Stop in and ask about it today at Medicine Box of Rutherfordton, right beside the Napa store, Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton. As you're driving through North Carolina, have you noticed the beautiful poppies on the side of the road? Aren't they beautiful? Those poppies bloom along North Carolina highways in tribute to fallen World War I soldiers for a centennial anniversary of U.S. entry into the war. Red poppies are blooming along the highway in North Carolina in commemoration of the centennial anniversary of our nation entering into World War I and in memory of servicemen and servicewomen killed during the war. The State Department of Transportation and Natural and Cultural Resources collaborated on this project as part of North Carolina's commemoration of the 100th anniversary of the country's official entry into World War I in April of 1917. And we're glad that they were there. We certainly congratulate Secretary Trogdon and the staff of NCDOT for partnering with the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. DOT's wildlife program, which began in 1985, is an integral part of highway beautification. Wildflower beds are installed and maintained across the state by roadside environmental personnel in each of the 14 highway divisions. The red poppy is the official emblem of Remembrance of American Legion and has been used as a symbol to commemorate war dead since World War I. It was inspired by the opening lines of Canadian Army officer John McCrane's poem In Flanders Field, which was written during World War I after McCrae noticed the poppies blooming around the mass graves of soldiers on the battlefield. When North Carolinians served in all the major battles on the Western Front in 1918, they fought in the battles of the 2nd Marne Saint-Mihiel and in the Meuse-Argonne, the last major campaign of the war as part of the British Army. They fought in Belgium and France, and the red poppies are currently blooming along highways in several counties across North Carolina. You can visit NCDOT's YouTube channel for a video of the poppies in bloom, and you can download a broadcast quality version also. So we commend all those folks there at the Department of Transportation and the Cultural Resources for putting out those poppies in tribute to the fallen World War I. I just hope these extremists, all of a sudden, they're wanting all these historical monuments brought down. I just hope they don't decide we don't need to be reflecting on war dead, decide to go plow them up. I mean, it can happen. You know, they've been tearing down in Louisiana, they've been tearing down monuments of Confederacy, been tearing them down because nobody wants to remember that history. Well, a lot of people don't like war. But thank goodness we had folks who went to war and fought for our country, give us the freedom to be opposed to whatever we want to be opposed to, because we have those dead people that fought in those wars and were killed. Is some of the reasons we have our freedoms today. Some of the reasons these folks who don't want to pledge the flag, you don't want to stand for the national anthem and want to tear down all the history, they have the right to do that because our country's free. I don't like it that they have that kind of attitude, but they have a right to do it because their country's free. Those of us who went to the military went there because we love our country. And I'd fight every day for your right to speak the way you want to speak, but I just don't like the attitude of degrading our country, degrading our flag, degrading our history, but tearing down monuments. I just hope to goodness people don't decide in North Carolina to pull up these flowers because they detest war. That'd be a tragic thing. Speaking of television a moment ago, do you watch the show Sons of Guns? I don't. I think I might have mentioned this the other day, but television personality Will Hayden, who starred in the Discovery Channel reality show Sons of Gun, will spend the rest of his life behind bars for raping 2 preteen girls over the course of 2 decades in East Baton Rouge Parish. Hayden was found guilty in April on 2 counts of aggravated rape and 1 count of forcible rape. The latter charge carries a mandatory term of life in prison. He was sentenced on Thursday to 2 life sentences plus 40 years. He is not eligible for probation, parole, or suspension of sentence. His victims, now 15 and 37 years old, said they were raped by Hayden in emotional testimonies during the trial. The oldest victim said the incident occurred in the 1990s when she was between 12 and 13. Other victims said she was 12 when she was raped in 2014. He was the star of the show on Discovery Channel's reality show Sons of Guns. Okay, what's amazing. Out on television, this continues to perpetuate the kind of thing that makes everybody sort of, They allow shows like some of these reality TV shows. It seems like if you don't yell at one another and get angry at one another, they have to bleep every third or fourth word. It's not going to be a show anymore, according to ABC and NBC, some of those. But take a show like Tim Allen, Last Man Standing, they cancel it. But they keep on shows. These are reality TV shows where you got to be, even the cooking shows anymore. A lot of the chefs are yelling at one another, throwing pans and pots, cussing. Every few words out of the mouth, have to bleep it out. But if you don't get angry with somebody, you don't get a TV show, it seems. I don't understand this anger pollution that's out there, why it's so bad, but it is. So we have to pull our belts a little tighter and just keep on praying, folks. Have a wonderful, marvelous, magnificent Monday. See you tomorrow here on the Blue Room, WCAB.
10 counties from the county seat of Rutherford. This is the Mighty 590 WCAB, Rutherfordton.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Rebel fighters are leaving the remaining areas of Damascus they still hold as the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad moves closer to its goal of controlling all of the city for the first time in 5 years.